Mr. Cranley.
Bream. I'd almost given up hope.
Unavoidable delay, old chap. Completely unavoidable. Had to lose 3 clients on the way here.
Oh? I hope they don't suspect our little transaction.
Don't worry. When I lose a client, they stay lost completely.
Do sit down.
No, thank you.
Would you like a drink?
Yes. Whiskey, perhaps? Have you, thought about the proposition?
I have indeed. And frankly, it was so attractive, I took the liberty of bringing it to the attention of 1 or 2 of my friends. Very discreetly, of course.
And what was their reaction?
The same as mine. Bearer bonds, freely negotiable outside Britain, are of great interest, Mr. Bream.
Especially if you have money you don't want people to know about, what?
Quite. And, you can sell me some of these bonds?
All you have to do is ask, Mr. Cranley. My supplies are unlimited.
You do realize that if these friends of mine came in on the venture, the amount could be considerable.
Here are the £4,000 worth you ordered.
But, how many could you supply?
More than you could buy. Make no mistake about that.
One of my associates, Mr. Miklas Corrie. I suppose you heard of him?
Well, yes. Look, I don't want you to get the wrong idea.
Splendid. Splendid. I'll take all you've got. It's that simple.
But I don't think I...
125,000 would do, to begin with.
125,000?
Well, as you said, Mr. Bream, all we have to do is ask. You've got 2 days.
But I can't. It wouldn't be...
But, Mr. Bream, you said you could provide any amount.
Well, yes, I did say that. Yes, I did. But what I didn't say was that I'm just the middleman.
I never deal with middlemen.
Well, I could ask him. He might deal with you direct.
So could I.
He'd kill me if he found out that I'd talked.
Okay, I don't care how you work it as long as I get the bonds.
He will, Mr. Corrie. He will.
Excellent. See, when Cranley first told me about you, I wondered if you were genuine. I mean, you might have been trying to con him out of some hot money.
On me? It's ridiculous.
Of course it is. Only a fool would try to con me. That is, if he wanted to stay alive.
Exactly.
Good day, Mr. Bream.
Oh, yes.
All right, Perrin, follow him. He's ready to run straight to number 1.
Perrin. He certainly ran. To some outfit in town called Randall and Hopkirk.
I don't know them.
Detectives, it says. Well, I suppose it's as good a front as any. Oh, and Hopkirk's not with us anymore. The man you want is Randall.
Randall? Okay.
Now, my problem is this, Mr. Randall. Being over here from the States, I am what you might call vulnerable.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who the sharks are in this town, but they could know me. So, I suggest we split my fee and take it from there.
What case are you working on?
I am trying to recover some negotiable bonds stolen from my client in New York. New York.
Any idea who has them?
No. But 2 of them have been cashed here in London. But I have put the word around and think it's going to happen fast, which is why I need you. Sort of the bodyguard, huh?
It was not exactly my line.
Nor mine, Mr. Randall. Nor mine. But I'm happy to say my client has persuaded me otherwise. £10,000 in bearer bonds, in case I need to travel a bit.
10,000?
Uh-huh. And that's just my retainer. 50-50, Mr. Randall? And more if we recover the bonds?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sure I can arrange to have you watched. The man I use is the best in the business. He's practically invisible.
Great. Oh, and you'd better hang on to those bonds, huh? Oh, and you'd better have this. Well, this is a list of the bearer bonds we have to recover.
That's a lot of bonds.
Mm-hmm. Worth more than $1 million, which is why my client isn't quibbling over expenses. All you have to do is ask, Mr. Randall. Anything at all.
You're hitting the bottle a bit early, aren't you, Jeff?
I'm not hitting the bottle, Marty. I'm celebrating.
Celebrating what?
A new partnership.
A what? A partner? A new partner just like that? Charming!
Now, don't get in a state, Marty.
State? Who's in a state? I'm not in a state. I just thought, well, you might have consulted me first, that's all.
Oh, great. Yeah, we'd all got together down the cemetery. You'd like that.
I do not live in a cemetery.
That's the address on your death certificate. Anyway, it's only for one case. He's a detective from New York and he needs a bit of help.
Oh. Well, why didn't you say so?
Because I didn't have a chance. Anyway, I only took the job because of you.
You did?
Yeah. He's expecting trouble, and our job is to keep an eye on him.
Meaning my job?
Right. There are some things you can do, Marty, and some things you can't. But when it comes to tailing a man and keeping out of sight, you're the best in the business.
Phantom Hopkirk.
In the flesh.
Cheers.
Hello? Oh, hello, Mr. Corrie. This is Mr. Bream here. And I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you.
I don't like bad news, Mr. Bream. Perhaps you've got the wrong number.
Well, the fact is, I've been in touch with my employer, and I'm afraid the deal is off. Yes, he feels you're too hot to do business with.
Does he now? And what else does Mr. Randall say?
So you know.
I told you I don't deal with middlemen.
Yes, well, you'd better take that up with him. I'm afraid he won't listen to me.
Then we'll have to change his mind, won't we? Perhaps permanently.
Permanently. You are the one I hate.
Only Jeff could find himself a detective who was a dipsomaniac. What about all this trouble you're expecting?
The little devil I do. Oh, good evening. Would you like a drink?
What did you say?
I said, would you care to join me in a glass of nectar?
You can see me.
Well, of course I can see you. You think I'm drunk or something?
But you didn't see me before.
Don't be ridiculous. You've only just arrived. Who are you, anyway?
I'm Marty Hopkirk. I work with Jeff Randall.
Ah. Ah! You're my shadow. Gee, I didn't see you come through the door. You must be a pretty smooth operator to get past Calvin P. Bream.
Right now, a brass band would get away with it. Listen, I mean, don't you think we should have some coffee if you're expecting trouble?
Excuse my mentioning it, but aren't you being a trifle conspicuous in that white suit? I mean, you'd hardly merge with the crowd, would you?
Yes, well, there is a reason for it. But if I told you, you'd fall about, Mr. Bream.
Well, I take my work very seriously. I only drink for relaxation.
I don't think Jeff Randall's going to be very pleased about you drinking on the job.
Randall? Oh, yes, it's a pity about him. I had no alternative.
What are you going on about now?
It's the law of the jungle. Survival of the fittest. Him or me.
Look, wait a minute. You don't sound very American to me. What are you up to?
I'm a man of many guises. A master of deception.
And what's this about Jeff? What have you got him into?
What's it all about?
Bonds, Mr. Randall. A large number of negotiable bonds.
Why should I be interested?
I'm afraid he's going to be difficult.
That's his privilege. It'd help if you told me what I'm supposed to have done.
Done. It's what you haven't done that's worrying people, especially with those bonds.
I haven't got any bonds.
You're wasting time. You've got them all right, and we're prepared to buy. Now, what could be fairer than that?
Nothing. Except you're out of your head. I can't even afford to pay the phone bill.
You're a fool, Randall. You should have listened to Mr. Bream.
Bream?
You can do better than that. The nursery games are over.
Listen, Jeff, are you in trouble? I've just found out that Bream is setting up for the... Sorry, Jeff. Come on, Jeff, come on, pull yourself together.
Oh, guess I am, Marty.
You know I can't, Jeff.
Well, perhaps that's just as well. How long have I been out?
All night. You look pretty rough and all.
Funny you should say that. Where's the body? I thought one of them was
That's right, he was. His friend dragged him off somewhere.
thoughtful of him.
Jeff, I don't want to be critical, but...
Good. Because the mood I'm in, I don't want to hear anything but sympathy.
Well, I was wondering why you got involved with a character like Calvin P. Bream.
That was simple. 3 reasons. Greed, pride, stupidity.
I can't argue with that. And he's certainly given you a few headaches.
You can say that again. I think it's about time I had a talk with that gentleman.
Come in. Oh. Come in. Oh, Rand.
Bream!
I think it's about time we had a little chat.
Not now, Randall. Tomorrow, perhaps, even tonight, but right now...
Right now!
Yes, Bream, come on. Remember what you told me last night? Well, start telling Jeff.
Don't get carried away.
Huh?
I can't understand it, Jeff. I was going to surprise you. He's psychic.
Psychic? Him? The only spirits he's ever seen are 90 proof.
What?
Not last night, they weren't. I'm Marty, Jeff's partner, remember? Remember?
Randall, you don't happen to have a bottle, do you?
I'm sorry, I can't oblige.
Oh, pity.
Come on, talk to me. Talk to me, say something.
Psychic? How much did you have to drink last night?
Too much.
Very funny. No, honestly, Jeff. He talked to me last night, Jeff. Honestly, he did.
Well, he can't hear you now. And if he could, he'd have passed out.
I gather you know about the bonds.
Oh, yes, the bonds. I know I nearly got killed over them.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Sorry?
Shh. Please. You're a detective, Mr. Randall. You know about these things.
Well, now we're getting somewhere. And you can drop the phony American accent.
I picked your name out of... Oh. I picked your name out of the classified and told them I worked for you.
Jeff, there's something wrong with this room. It's a funny feeling.
Look, Breen, you're going to pick up that phone, call your friends, and tell them the truth. Or I'm going to make you wish you'd never heard of Randall and Hopkirk.
Oh, no, Mr. Randall. I'm a con man. You can't con a con man.
Now, listen.
Look, if they find out that I've tricked them, they'll kill me. As long as they think it's you, I'm safe.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. You won't kill me. You won't even work me over. I've got a weak heart.
Oh, rather. And what if they decide to kill me, Bream?
No, you're a detective, Mr. Randall, trained in the art of self-defense.
Jeff, the vibrations are all wrong.
I'm not surprised.
You all right?
No, I'm not all right. Now, listen, Bream, whether you like it or not, you're coming with me. Get your coat.
No, it's no use. I'll deny everything.
Move!
What?
Now, get it on.
Where's my coat, my hat?
Try the closet.
Oh.
That's it. I told you there was something wrong.
So that's what they did with him.
But who?
A friend of yours. He called to see me last night.
Then you?
No, the weirdo. Why did they leave him here?
To implicate him.
A plant. I knew you wouldn't dare call the police.
How could I?
So about now, they expect you to run. That's when they inform the police.
But you were there. You know how he was really killed.
Breen, why should I get involved? What have you ever done for me?
Don't go! Don't go. Don't go. I was drunk last night. I've got no alibi.
Funny how things work out. Of course, if you want to help me clear up that matter of the bonds.
Anything you say.
Jeff, you're making a mistake. How can you prove who shot him?
One thing at a time. The first thing we've got to do is get this body out of here.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll use the back stairs.
Oh! The hat! The what? The hat! Oh. Right. Right. Hold on a minute. Hold on! Right. Oh, wait. Oh, I just remembered. My coat. Hey! What's he doing?
Jeff, someone's coming.
Beam!
It's stopping here.
Hello, Randall.
Ah, Inspector Large. Working?
Someone had a shot.
Oh. Oh. Well, I'll be on my way. I'm just taking my friend home.
What's wrong with him?
Well, as a matter of fact, he's dead, Inspector. But I can explain. My key witness is in that room over there. He found the body, and I was just helping out.
Jeff, you've been in some tight corners in your time, but this beats everything.
What's the trouble?
I'm sorry to trouble you, sir. Have you met this man before?
No, never.
Bream! All right, Randall. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Save your explanations, Randall. Let's go.
It's ridiculous. He's... Bream, even you can't do this. You're just pretending you can't see me, aren't you? You won't get away with this, you know. I know Jeff. He'll find you. What are you looking at? You're thinking of hitting the bottle again, are you? Wait a minute. You didn't see me the other night until you were drunk. Whiskey. It's the whiskey. Come on, Bream. This is no time to go on the wagon. Have a little drink. You can't leave now anyway, because they're still moving the body, aren't they? That's it. That's it, Bream. Away you go. Go on. Cheers. And another one. Come on, Bream.
You haven't got a shred of proof, Inspector, and you know it.
It's not every day we find the murderer arm in arm with the victim.
I've told you about that.
True. But I'm sure you can do better.
All right, then where's my motive?
As a special concession, we could book you without one.
Bream!
Hello, Marty. Cheers.
Cheers!
You got style, laddie, did you know
What?
that? I didn't even hear you come through the door.
Listen, Bream.
We ought to join forces, you know. We're clean up.
Listen, Bream, you're going to go straight to Scotland Yard and tell them about that body.
Not a chance. And don't try anything or I'll tell them to pick you up as well.
Try anything. What can I do? Except haunt you, of course.
Said what?
Haunt you. I suppose you do believe in ghosts.
Oh, sure. All the time.
Good. Because I'm a ghost.
Yeah. There's some trick.
It comes with a suit.
You didn't walk through that door. That's impossible.
So is this. A ghost can materialize anywhere. Any moment. Popping up here, there, behind, in front. And sometimes we disappear altogether, and we just moan in the night. Up here, Bream. It's impossible. Oh, you'll get used to it. Night after night after night, won't you? Shall we go to Scotland Yard, Mr. Bream? Shall we?
Yes? What is it? Yes, I've got that. Bream talked.
He did?
Yes.
Did he back my story?
Yes, peddling bearer bonds, everything. I should throw you both inside.
But
I'll give you those couple of days. Maybe you can bring me some bigger fish. 2 days, Randall, that's all you've got.
They didn't waste any time.
I thought they'd probably do something like this.
now he tells me. They've taken that list you gave me.
Yeah, now they'll really believe we've got the bonds. Miklos Corrie doesn't play around. Look, our only chance is to
what?
make a run for it.
I stopped running years ago, and you don't look as though you could start.
He's right, though, Jeff. You can't mess about with Corrie.
Or maybe Corrie's just putting the pressure on, bluffing. I don't think he'll try anything serious.
No?
Down there, Jeff.
Hello.
How are you, Mr. Randall? I'm glad the police weren't difficult.
Get to the point, Corrie.
Sure, whatever you say. It's about these bonds. Now, I've got your list. I'm giving you 24 hours to produce them, or else I'll kill you. Not personally, of course, but just as surely as if I pull the trigger. You've got 24 hours, Mr. Randall.
Yes, Mr. Corrie. No, they're still in there.
You've got to do something. Jeff! I don't like the way the fellow outside keeps checking his ammunition.
Thanks, you're a great help.
Well, how was I to know? If I'd known the man behind it was Corrie, I'd never have been so convincing in the first place.
Wait a minute. If you could make him believe he was going to get those bonds once,
I don't follow you.
we could prove he's got hot money.
What are you going on about, Jeff?
If he's trying to get cash out of the country through these bonds, the income tax people and the police would be very interested. Did it get us off the hook?
You'll never prove it.
Eh? Oh, it depends, Bream, on just how good a con man you are.
Bream. Get in.
I was on my way to see Mr. Corrie.
That's nice. He wants to see you. And just in case you get any ideas, these things do go off.
Mr. Bream, how nice of you to call. Has Mr. Randall seen the error of his ways?
Yes, that's why he sent me.
Splendid. The bonds, please.
No, I don't have them with me.
Oh, now, that's regrettable.
But I do know how I can get them.
All right. Tell me.
Well, consider the problem. We have a large quantity of bearer bonds. But the minute we cash them in this country, the bureaucrats step in. You have £125,000, but you can't take it out of the country.
Go on.
In fact, one might even say the money is so hot, you don't even want to keep it any longer.
Skip the questionnaire. Just what is the deal?
We have a perfect situation for doing business, except for one thing. We don't trust you.
Is that so?
All right, Perrin. Point taken.
Thank you. Now, things could be made much more simple if you trusted us.
Not a chance.
Exactly. So you cut your own throat, not to mention Randall's.
Oh, and yours, friend. Don't think we're going to forget about you.
Well, that wouldn't be very bright, Mr. Corrie. Especially when Randall is quite prepared to do business over the bonds, under the right sort of conditions.
Okay, you're worried about the cash? I can have it for you in an hour. Use notes, but all neat and tidy.
Yes. And you could throw us into the river the minute you've got the bonds.
Mr. Corey, I think you should leave him with Wilkes and me for a while.
Oh, shut up, Perrin. It's making sense so far. So this is Randall's worry.
Yes. If you could meet him by yourself, alone, he'd hand over the bonds.
Before or after his pals throw me in the river?
Why should he do a thing like that?
I can think of 125,000 reasons why.
Oh.
Lay off that stuff, Bream. Lay off it! You see, Mr. Bream, I'm still not sure you've really got the bonds.
Oh, yes, you are, Mr. Corey. Or at least the person you sent to Randall's office is.
Oh, you mean this? Well, this is just a list of numbers.
Yes. Why should Randall have a list of bond numbers in his office when he didn't even know you suspected him?
Look, this is not getting us anywhere. You're just going to have to trust me, aren't you?
There is another way. We could use each other's banks.
Banks? Are you crazy?
Well, why not? We could use the night safe deposits. You put the money into Randall's bank, and I put the bonds into your bank. At, say, exactly midnight.
There's still the problem of watching each other.
Oh, yes, I hadn't thought of that.
Unless Perrin was with you to check the bonds and Mr. Randall was with me to check the cash.
Right. Oh, and there's a telephone outside Randall's bank, so you could call him. It's foolproof.
Okay. It's a deal.
Right. We finalize the deal at midnight.
Midnight.
Huh.
What's the time?
20 to 12.
Are you sure you can convince Perry?
Perrin's easy. Corey might have been a problem.
Look, show me how you're going to work it.
Simple. First, I show him the envelope, right? Then I open it. Then I show him the wad. Then this one.
What if he wants to go all through them?
Simple. Just show him this one, telling him to keep his distance.
Pretty good.
Be even easier in a bad light.
But remember, Perrin mustn't get his hands on them. They might still be planning a double cross. So whatever happens, that envelope must go in the night safe.
Oh, don't worry. I can handle Perrin.
Good evening, Mr. Randall.
What's he doing here?
Company. I like a suspicious man, Mr. Randall, but I can assure you it's all here.
Then you won't mind me taking a look.
Be my guest. Take your pick. You can count it all, but it'll take you at least an hour.
It's okay.
Well, let me see.
There. You can see all you want from there.
I said let me see.
We don't trust you an inch.
I've got to check them.
All right. There you are. There.
Let me see the center of the wad.
There. Satisfied? Right. Now you can go and ring Corey. After you.
Yes, Perrin? You checked them? You saw the bonds? All right, put Bream on. I'm satisfied, Randall.
Then prove it. You can put the bonds in the safe.
Perhaps you'd like to open the safe.
No, thanks. I'll just take the bonds instead.
Ah. It looks like a stalemate. Make one move and you're a dead man.
You really shouldn't point. It's so rude.
Well, don't just stand there.
Well, that went without a hitch. Congratulations.
Thanks. It was nice meeting you.
Well, you're not leaving yet, Mr. Randall. I couldn't allow that.
You know the deal we made.
Oh, yes? You've got the money. There's nothing to worry about.
Jeff, we got problems.
Why don't you just go home?
Sure. And you can come with me. Perrin will be there.
So?
That's the problem. Perrin's got the bonds.
You worry me, Mr. Randall. An innocent man would treat the whole thing as a joke.
Well, I suppose it does have its funny side.
You checked them?
I told you.
You fool.
Mr. Curry, I saw them! I mean, you wouldn't let me go through them.
Get out. You've got 5 seconds, Randall. Where are they?
There never were any bonds.
Jeff, you better think of something.
I'm open to suggestions.
Try talking.
Bream conned you. Like I said before, there never were any bonds. He said you onto me so he could get out.
You expect me to believe that?
No. That's why we went to all this trouble. It's the only thing you would believe.
I ought to kill you now.
With your money in my bank, that's not very bright.
We can deal with him for you.
No. You think I'm going to drop it with 125 grand of my money in that bank? How soon could you get hold of Manny?
About an hour, maybe less. But he's not the right sort of man for this job. He'd trip every alarm in the place.
Well, think about it, stupid. We want the night safe, not the vault. And I've got just the man to take all the credit. Get him.
What am I going to do now, Jeff?
Bream.
What about Bream?
Do you know what he'd be doing if he had any idea what you were up to?
No, what?
Getting drunk.
Of course, Jeff, I'm with you. But how am I going to do that? He's terrified of drinking now. Sober as a judge. Marvelous. Listen, Calvin. There's a lovely big bottle of whiskey sitting in that cabinet. Jeff won't mind if you have a nip. Honestly. Whiskey, Calvin. Whiskey. Come on, Calvin. Don't turn away, Bream. Keep looking. Oh, look! Come on, Calvin. Stop thinking about it. There it is, Calvin. There it is. Take the cork out. You're away, Calvin. A full bottle. Come on, Calvin. Come on. Come on, Calvin. You're thirsty. You want a drink? Look at it. There it is. Come on. Open it. Come on, get the glass. No, don't! It's the only one we've got. Come on, drink it. Get glasses. Get a glass, come on. Come on, bottoms up. Cheers. Another one, another. Oh, fantastic. You're spilling it, Bream.
Prince Randall. Fingerprints.
What's it look like, Manny?
It won't take much to blow this. But it could link up with the main alarm system.
That doesn't matter. We'll be out of here in 10 seconds flat. Oh, and by the way, Manny, put plenty of explosive. Randall's going to be sitting right in front of it. How about that for planning, Randall?
Crude, but effective.
But you've put me to a lot of trouble, Randall. Now we'll all get what we deserve.
According to you.
How long do you think it'll take, Manny?
Just a couple of minutes, that's all.
Over here, Randall. More prints.
Isn't this getting a little obvious?
Well, let's make it more obvious. The desk.
Inspector Large would appreciate this.
And so do I, Randall. So do I. Hurry it up, Manny.
Here's to nothing.
Oh, Bream, don't pass out on me now.
All right, sit down.
Jeff, I'm afraid I'm having trouble with Bream. How long do you think I've got? Do you mind telling me how long you'll be?
Oh, just long enough to smoke a cigarette. Only, we don't allow smoking on the job.
Thanks. Well, I'll be seeing you, Jeff. One way or the other.
All ready, Mr. Curry.
This way is quick, Randall, but if you move, then I'll make sure it's slow.
Why don't you stay and make sure? Bream, you've come back. You're drunk.
Why don't you find somebody else to haunt?
Listen, you've got to help Jeff Randall. Now, you've got to phone the police.
I'm not helping nobody. I'm leaving.
Not until you've phoned, you're not.
Give me one good reason why I should.
Because if you don't, I guarantee there'll be two ghosts haunting you. Me and Jeff Randall.
That's a very good reason. What's the number?
999.
Okay, light it.
How long?
About 5 feet.
Oh, no. Bream's only just phoned the police.
He ever was a fast drinker. Here's your money, Corrie.
All right, take him away. Getting to be quite a villain, aren't you, Randall? First murder, then armed robbery.
You don't expect to be able to prove a word of that? Do you?
No. No, I just wanted to see your face when I said it.
Well, thanks again, Randall. After this, I think I'm going to tread the straight and narrow.
Until next time, eh?
No, I mean it. Well, if I'm going to catch that plane, I better be moving.
See you around.
Yeah.
You forgot your drink.
Oh, yeah. Bye, Randall. Thanks again.
Ciao.
You know, I think Calvin P. Bream has seen the last of me, Jeff.
Yeah? What did you do to him, Marty?